Christmas is here again.
Don't remind me. Hey everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back. This is what we call Monkey Shine Lab. Actually, we call this Monkey Shine Lab Mobile 1. So, ow! Ow. It's so comfortable. Have you ever seen the movie The Perfect Storm? All things come together tragically to absolutely end some people in a very horrific way. Basically, just everything is against them and they lose. The reason why I bring it up is because I have a sort of perfect storm situation which is beginning to occur at the post office. In the combination of shopping on Whatnot, I have won a tremendous amount of giveaways. And I think I have something in the vicinity of like 13 arrivals. I don't know. Let's go find out. And then hopefully maybe we can take a look at some diecast and shit anyway. God, I'm gonna get rid of all this. The postal guys whom I deal with on the daily and know me well are like, come on, man, are you serious? I'm sure you're expecting me to say something inspiring after seeing that rainbow. Cut my fingernails the other day. Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year to you.
Welcome to Christmas in Oregon. Looks okay over there, and over there it looks like it's going to unleash hell. Speaking of hell, let's go into Walmart on this, the 24th of December. I have avoided showering for days for this. It's a big event. Nissan. Cool. Of course it's majorette. Can't unhook it from anything. Oh, very cool. Still looking for that majorette for my son's app, so I just figured I'd take a look really quick. Well, there's something you don't see every day. The Beetle. Alright, since I'm buying stuff anyway. Lots of Terra trackers. Oh, the AT man. Dig it. Super hard to film in here. I'm trying not to get anybody on camera. And that's the majorette set, but of course the Civic is not there because, are you kidding? A Civic on Christmas Eve? What kind of an idiot could you possibly be? Well, I looked anyway. Wow, that is amazingly ugly. Also, amazingly ugly. Note to self. I gotta come back for Man Bat and for the Swamp Thing. More stuff to look into. So there's all these hanging out over here. Didn't realize they would be here. And of course, if you're missing them for Christmas yet, come get your Stars and Stripes. Mercedes, lots of peanuts, some more peanuts, an eagle. There's stuff literally everywhere. Who knew? Oh, Bakugan. What are you anymore anyway? 2023 Nissan Z. Pretty cool. Nissan. God damn. Is that a Hilux, Andre? Is that a Hilux? Just kidding. I just literally dropped a bunch of Matchbox on Andre, and it keeps hitting him. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. Nice color. Nice color. And seeing this Hal Jordan again, that's a surprise. Well, there's a couple. There's a bunch of them. And a Batman. And a noisy cart right on time. Tell you what, if you're missing Terra Track, they're here at the South Wally. Keep your scene clean. You know, I'm glad I started filming right now. This is almost the greatest thing to ever happen on my show. Seriously, that was fantastic. No wonder the world looks dirty and filthy and ugly. Look at what I'm looking through. Is this thing on? Yes, it is. On me. All eyes on me. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Monkey Shine Lab, such as it is and such as it has been all year. Not many things change around here except where the piles of dog hair sort of coagulate into great big what we call urban tumbleweeds that roll down the hallway. A lot of people don't like to admit that their pets cause a lot of hair buildup around their house, but ask Andre, who's about to get a box load of it. These are the special, wonderful things that we do for our friends. And what I like to do to Andre. I actually, before I sent him a t-shirt earlier this year, I had it on top of one of my boxes of stuff here in the office, and Lucy, who was a white and black, mostly white cat, laid down on this shirt probably, a good month. I think at least that I let her camp on this. And when he, I was gonna clean it off, and then when I said, "Do you want me to clean it off before I send it?" He said, "No." I expected to come through like that, and I was like, "Okay, don't call me on this shit. Don't call me on this shit." But basically, I wanted to sit down here, sort of a little fireside chat, and I will mix it up with nerd stuff that I've gotten over time this year that I've got to show you. But I did want to say very early on here, for everybody who's been with us for a day or a year, or if you're just now thinking about hitting the subscribe button, I wanted to tell you all how much working on this channel has added to my overall positive mental health. I know that this is not the visage of a man that you would think is feeling very good about life, but all this is intentional. This is all, I'm not just letting myself go. There's a project behind this. And when it has a logical explanation, I'll let you in on it. But I wanted to say that everybody who has watched our channel, everyone who has commented or not, everybody who has participated with us, and of course, the sort of circle of characters that revolve through these videos and others. People like Chris Sheets, who does all of the characters of me and my wife and Andre and stuff, and also contributes to Nazar's channel, Nostalgic. To Naz, who has been a wonderful influence and sort of somebody that I can bounce things off of in terms of creating and working on my channel. I'm always thankful to both of them. I am very thankful to Andre, who has been a lot of fun kicking around for jokes, and also for his heartfelt contributions to my everyday life, and Matt Hennigan, who has become a very prominent character on all of our channels and in all of our lives this year. He kind of, in ways, he kind of stepped through the looking glass, and we're more than happy to have him along. We've got such a good circle of friends through this channel, and it really helps me because I'm just not a person who makes a lot of friends real quickly or anything, and so adding these people to care about in our lives is a blessing. I've had a really good year with my granddaughter. She's coming up on a year old, and she continues to amaze me. Pretty soon she will be, she'll know what a fraud I am very quickly. Very intelligent child. She's not going to crawl. My wife said it last night. She's going to go right from just sitting around to like walking. She was trying to take steps last night, apparently. Anyway, let me show you some nerd stuff here. I'm gonna start with some comic books. I do have some die-cast to kind of go through and talk about briefly and stuff like that. So let's actually get to some nerd-based entertainment for those people who don't care about all this mushy crap. All right. One of the sellers that I work with, one of the sellers that I'm addicted to on Whatnot is a channel called Rosie's Retro. It's all one word. Check them out. Wonderful folks, excellent service, very, very fun group to just sort of sit there and watch books go by. But I have bought several books from them, so I'm going to show you that now. A double-sized Vault of Horror. This is it's what they call a facsimile reprint, I believe. This is not an original Vault of Horror book, but all of the books you're going to see here, I did end up paying $2 for, I think, all told. Michael Moorcock. We are kind of hunting down, I am hunting down a lot of the graphic translations of Michael Moorcock's work. This is the Eternal Champion series. If you've missed me talking about this, I should probably do a whole show about it. This basically took my entire high school social life away from me, reading all these books. But Corum is one of his Eternal Champions, and the other, and the one that everybody knows, of course, is Elric. I got a couple of these books, again, $2 a piece, which is outstanding. If you try to get them here in town right now, I've seen $6 on both of those magazines in brick and mortar shops. Challengers of the Unknown. This is an old DC book. This might be a little bit newer. These started back in the 20-cent days. Yeah, this is a 35-cent book, so places it probably mid 80s. Still featuring Deadman and Swamp Thing. That's where those characters kind of started out, was in Challengers of the Unknown. Doctor Strange, Master of the Mystic Arts, and I believe this might be one of the, gosh, let me just check it really quick, since I don't want to appear completely ignorant about what it is. Wow, this book is in great shape. Yeah. This is when Gene Colan was writing, and Marv Wolfman was helping with the editing and a little bit with the artwork. Gene Colan and Marv Wolfman are two of my favorite Marvel authors, and they did like the Tomb of Dracula series in the 70s, and this is one of their books. I thought I recognized the artwork, and so I made a play for it. Next up, a Marvel Spotlight. Again, like Marvel Spotlights, like Marvel Premieres, these are kind of older books that I've been trying to pick up. Son of Satan is, for obvious reasons, my parents and all the parents around us didn't love that there were things like this in comic books back in the 70s and 80s. Living through the Satanic Panic, but that's a 25-cent issue right there, which puts it in the late 70s, early 80s. Double-sized Warlord. This is issue 100. If you've been watching the show for a little while, you know that there are people out there in our audience who absolutely adore this book as much as I do, and this is kind of fun here. These books are in really, really what I like to call seasoned condition, especially this first one, okay? But I managed to hunt down Warlord #1. And if you sort of take a look at the book, there's a big fold crease goes through here. There's a ton of like chew work, and the spine is kind of old, but the colors are still good. There's the Evel Knievel doll ad from the back of the magazine. So that puts it in the 70s. Very firmly, 25 cents. It's a little dog-eared and stuff. A little pressing probably would show it some love. Again, somebody had it marked as a $4 book. I got it for $2. Issue number 2 of Warlord. I'm starting to sense a theme. And yes, issue number 3. Now, this is what's great about Whatnot, is because you can actually hunt down, and these are, again, these are what people on the net are going to call reader copies, because these pages have been dog-eared and folded because somebody rolled it up and put it in their back pocket when they were riding their bike, probably back in the day. Yeah, we used to do that. We'd carry comic books with us. We didn't have phones. Okay? Like, put a hoop down the street with a stick. That joke's for Andre. Dark Stars with Supergirl on the cover. This is an odd book to me. I have not started to read it yet, so I can't really tell you too much about it yet. But the Dark Stars are sort of a Green Lantern force on DC. Not really sure how they reckon that. Now we're going to get back into a little bit of the occult with the Demon issue 43. I just thought that was a fantastic cover. I mean, it just looks killer. Looks killer. Batman, the Mask of the Phantasm ad on the back of it. So, you know, more recent, of course, than the Evel Knievel. Speaking of Marv Wolfman and Gene Colan, this is a book that they call Night Force that they worked on. This is issue number 2. I have like the early odd issues. So I have 1 and I had 3 and I have 4 or something like that. But I didn't have number 2. So now I've got a lot of number 2. Let me rephrase that. A more recent rendition of Black Widow. I'm gonna try, I believe I have issue number 1. This is number 2. Yes, more number 2. Get your mind out of the gutter. Issue number 4 of Star Wars. Jersey, Chris Sheets was talking to me about this toy line / series. Here's what they call a metallic or foilish cover of Hawkman. Kind of a blue, white, and black and white kind of thing. But that's a killer cover. Smashing down with his mace. Speaking of themes, we were in that auction, and look, the Monkey Shine Lab guy is buying up all the Planet of the Apes. But there were a bunch of different imprints of Planet of the Apes. This is Dark Horse, of course. And then, not quite sure what the imprint is on this one. Might be Dark Horse as well, but usually they put their little chess piece logo up there somewhere. Adventure Comics is probably more than likely the imprint. These, they're really cool looking, and Reanimator on the back, I just noticed. That's That's good. That's what you want to market to kids who are reading Planet of the Apes books, where the running away slave girls obviously have implants. But the next issue is another Planet of the Apes with another girl in trouble. I got to tell you, the artwork on these adventure comics, it looks a little bit juvenile, I'm not gonna lie, but they looked better on a tiny little phone screen. What can I tell you? I didn't pay a lot for them. I never pay very much for anything. Ask Andre. Now we're going to go to a bunch of Conan here, and you're going to see some really strange title changes, as am I. Here's the Atari ad on the back for Tutankhamun. If you remember that game, you're as old as me and you fart dust. It's also, if you remember Tutankhamun, it's time to get your prostate checked.
Ah!
More King Conan. I like that one there. And then this is very different. This is Conan the King. This is Conan the King. Okay, very different than King Conan. Like 2 or 3 words different at least. And then more Conan the King, which is again not King Conan, not to be confused with King Conan. And there's a TSR ad on the back for role-playing games. Yeah, we used to get together. We'd be real, social. Didn't require an internet connection. Conan the Barbarian, right here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I'm going to end this up here with The Justice Society, which is absolutely one of my favorite books. And again, this was $2 on the Whatnot at Rosie's Retro. What they do is you can put together a box of comics, a stack of comics, if you will. And then they ship it all to you in a flat rate postage box. So the whole process is less expensive and less of a pain in the butt. Unless you're my wife and this crap is showing up like it has been lately. So let me grab some die cast. Hey, I was looking around for something. I apologize, I'm unable to find, but you'll understand when you see some of the things I'm going to show here. Nas went and did his top pieces for 2024, and I can't even begin to measure up, even in the mainline department, in terms of what he had. But this year was really good because I did manage to score one of the gold beetles. I have a yellow one as well. I think I may have stapled it to the wall already, and that's why I can't find it. Either that, or it's because, it's probably because this place is absolutely destroyed. It's a shithole and I gotta clean it. Remember, kids, I use the term shithole in a sentence. So anyway, I do have the yellow version of this somewhere. Fear not, and because I'm not feared for it. But see, because I do stuff like that, or I'll throw it over my shoulder every once in a while. You'll see me mistreat cards and die cast because I just don't have any respect for anything. Really? Did I say that out loud? Remember to edit that part out. Anyway, I use the word anyway far too much. Found this yesterday while I was braving the masses on Christmas night, which was kind of cool. Now we're going to get to a couple of pieces that I really kind of felt were exceptional in terms of the cases and stuff that I found this year. One of the ones that I really wanted when I saw it and did manage to grab a copy of it finally was the Utopia. This is a Pagani. I like the Zonda a lot, and so this Pagani is kind of really up my alley, and I do need to kind of crack it out of the bubble because I want to keep it with my other Zondas, but I really like this casting, and I feel like even though there's no tail lights necessarily, I might let that go. If you missed it, we've been having a discussion about this. And then the 49 Drag Merc. These were out in amazing proliferation along with the Aston Martin Speedster that was out alongside it. And I mean, these things were just in a dump in here locally that absolutely just slapped with them. Just slapped with them. And then the last piece of diecast that I kind of wanted to show this year was a piece that I didn't even know was coming, but I'm so glad that I got a copy of this, an issue of this, a toy, casting. That's it, casting. You see, it's getting late and I've been talking a lot. So this Godzilla car though, oh, sharp, which is difficult to come by because you know, they've just been kind of slapping Godzilla on just about everything, and it doesn't always look good. It doesn't always translate to, wow, this should be a deco on a car, or this should be, you know, it's a tattoo I get on my arm. So the last thing I kind of wanted to show you here, we're going to go through these really quick time, okay? I promise. But this is just all the stuff in terms of giveaways that came in. Shadow of the Bat, Justice League America for All, a copy of Nightfall. This looks intriguing. Star Wars Ahsoka. This was an interesting giveaway. Myths and Legends. Never heard of it, but the art looks interesting. And backed with fairy tale team up of Robin Hood and Gretel. Well, you never know until you take a look at these things, whether it's going to be for you or not. Speaking of which, Department of Truth, something we avoid around here an awful lot. Again, these were all scored as giveaways in the last week or so. I'm almost ashamed to say that. But I did go back to all of these vendors and spend money. Well, not all of them, but a good percentage of them anyway. I tried to go back and spend at least $5-10, try to pick up something during an auction to let them know that I'm not just there playing the giveaway machine, okay? This was a really interesting win too. Deceased. I'm not familiar with the storyline that everybody ends up dying apparently, or lots of people are living dead or something. This is a very graphic and bloody book apparently. And there's 2 copies of it in here. I believe that this one is what they call the variant. Eight. Here's some interesting stuff. With Stormbreaker, RB Silva, King in Black, Scream. Again, not familiar, but I think that it's definitely a Marvel book, and I think that it involves the symbiote thing, that whole Venom trip. I don't know. I'm not a Venom person, and I barely do Spider-Man, but I do when it's stuff like this. Wowzer. This was a good giveaway. This was a 25-cent Spider-Man and Scarlet Witch team up, and usually when people give these away, like I got a Spider-Man with the Hobgoblin right around the transition into the black suit. Now I'm really deep diving for some nerds. The spine had cracks in it. This is a 25-cent book. It's expected that it comes in beat up shape, and it was a giveaway. Should be even more beat up. An issue of Superman. Speaking of beat it up, Ghost Rider. Come on, yeah, 35-cent Ghost Rider, issue 27. This is a series that I have the whole run of. I mean, like all of it. But this is a variant that I do not own, and now I do. Also a giveaway. This is what they call a red band sealed copy. This has got some really inappropriate material. Can't wait to take a look at that. Death Metal Justice League. So this is all the variants of costumes where they're running around in medieval shit and playing guitars and stuff like that. This ought to be entertaining. Issue 1 of Wonder Man. Yeah, I know. You don't see the reason, but this is $1. This is a character that joined the Avengers for a while. He's a crowd favorite. Some people like him, some people don't. And Hawk and Dove, issue 14 for some reason. Just somebody just trying to get rid of something, I'm sure. The back is done or whatever. Again, these books it's rounded corners up here. These are loved. They're what we call seasoned. Okay? Now, I swear this is the last set, but this was the payback that I went back to a lot of the giveaways and picked up. So these are books that are actually in really good shape, really cool, and this is the big finish. Imagine me doing a kick line, but you don't want to see my legs. They're blinding in direct light. This is a 30-cent first issue of Starman. There's a character that's been going very long time in DC. Most recently as Star Girl on the WB, and it was a series I liked. Here is a mighty cool book here. Number 10. This is still when it's Mr. Miracle. This is still when Jack Kirby was doing all the artwork in it. And again, I think I paid $1 to $3 on most of these. Number 1, Hercules Unbound, DC. Kind of cool. Hercules is also a character that's coming into the Marvel Cinematic Universe via the Thor films. Detective Comics, they've got a sticker over it, so I can't quite see it. Detective Comics. You don't care, you just want to see cool art. Speaking of which, the Hulk. This was a book that I bought just purely because it had been passed by. Nobody bid on this thing, and I asked for them to run it back for me because they'll do that from time to time. It's got the leader on the cover there in one of those really goofy ass vehicles that he always had, shooting the back of the Hulk. Come on, I mean that's just, it's classic Hulk. Red Sonja. I don't need to explain myself to you. More Hulk. Well, this is kind of a cool one here. Cobra. This is the introductory issue of Cobra in DC Comics. not Cobra, G.I. Joe, not Cobra in Marvel Comics, not Cobra in, I don't know, Cobra in Cobra? I don't know. As I told you, I do like to give broken comics a home. I don't believe that anything is trash, so they just threw this in for me. It's like the cover is just ripped right here, okay? But it almost kind of looks cool. This is Spider-Man and the Human Torch, and that is Morbius on the cover there. I don't know. It doesn't look that beat to me. It looks like a good reader. That's what they call it. This next one, my wife is going to give me unending shit for. Again, I don't need to explain myself. Let's set that aside and go tell her before I even edit this, if I edit. Star-Spangled War with the Unknown Soldier. Ooh. I have a fetish, I'm going to tell you, 1970s comics where they would still put that on the cover. You are never going to see that on the cover of any comic book that was sold on a spinner rack to kids ever again. That's just not going to happen. It's not that it doesn't happen. It's not that there isn't content on screens, or I mean on covers, that would absolutely blow your mind. Trust me. But you're not going to see something like that anyway. Saga of the Swamp Thing. This is I'm picking these books up, and this is a 60 center. Little bit later than I necessarily like, but the early ones are just on a run right now. And then final, I've got Justice League with two people that I'm really digging. These two characters that I'm digging, which is Wonder Woman and Hawkman, always. Again, 60 center, so probably from the early 90s, late 80s. You don't care. This is the last one, I promise. West Coast Avengers. I just thought that was just a banging cover. And, you know, pray for the werewolf, pray for the Avengers. So, Werewolf by Night, maybe making an appearance? We'll see. I haven't read it yet. Anyway, I wanted to say thank you very much again at the end of this. To all of the people who have contributed to our show, to my wife, first and foremost, who contributes to the show, and she allows me the freedom to do this kind of stupid horse shit. You can't underestimate the value of that in your life. Everybody out there who has commented, Yeti Punk up in Canada, to folks in the Philippines, to Rusty Hamilton in Australia. This channel has really opened up my world, my view. And it's allowed me here and there to do what I wanted to do, which was to connect people with entertaining and resonant nerd stuff in their lives. To the viewer who was looking for that comic book from our Silverton video, I hope for your sake that you got that for your wife. It's a good book, and if you need help getting another copy or that copy or whatever, again, my offer still stands, because that's what we do this show for. We originally started this show, my wife and I, because we wanted to give some consumer advice out there. We wanted to talk about ecologically conscious toy companies. And in that time, things like bamboo bricks have happened, and packaging has become more conscious of being recycled. Every year that we continue to do this channel, there are good things to talk about, good people to talk about. And that has been the biggest gift to my entire year. And I wanted to thank all of you, everyone who has watched this show over the last couple of seasons. Thank you. And I hope you have a really good holiday. Now, the last piece of die-cast. I really dig this. This was a pink slip. This is the McLaren Senna. And by the way, one of the finer pieces of cheap-ass die-cast to come out this year. So, if you're out there and you see this thing with its incredibly stupid and useless little collector's tin, pick one up. They're great. They have doors that open on them and all that other good stuff, and it is a great entry collector card for the young people in your life who are starting to appreciate a hobby. Okay? There's your tip for the Christmas day. On behalf of my wife, my family, and all of my idiotic pets who make their own appearances throughout the year, thank you very much, folks. Have a good, healthy, safe holiday. And I will see you across into 2025. Take it easy, everybody. Bye.